I can't really say.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, we can go.
Right, so, Ben, we're live.
Come on then.
Here with Joshua Ritchie. That's my intro, you're spoiling it.
All right, go on.
Right, for the benefits of our listeners as well, Josh is my little brother.
Yeah.
So any arguing or bickering, it's not that it's unprofessional, it just can be a bit annoying.
Friendly banter.
Friendly banter. So, to start it off, Josh, first of all, just to get you warmed up, I've just got a little quick fire round.
Go on.
Let's get us into it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Don't think about this, right? You've just got to say the first one which you pick.
Right.
It's a choice of two. You've just got to say them and we're moving on.
Don't pick who's the better sister, because it'd be Cass.
Wow, what a complete knob. That wasn't on there.
Was it not?
Just because I didn't want to make you feel awkward and the new truth, but thanks for that. Right, okay, you ready?
Yeah, go on.
Pasty or pie?
Oh, pasty.
Sun or snow?
So,
Blondes or brunettes?
depends what colour Charlotte's got.
Pink. Brexit or Remain?
Don't have a fucking clue which is which.
You've got to pick one.
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I don't know.
Jersey Shore or Geordie Shore?
None.
Barney or Fireman Sam?
Fireman Sam.
We're going to address that after. Legion or Ben?
I can't say that, can I?
Oh, I mean, you just picked Cass, so yeah.
All right, both of them.
University or apprenticeship?
Well, apprenticeship, because I didn't do uni.
Love Island or Ex on the Beach?
Love Island.
Newcastle or Bolton?
Bolton.
Money or fame?
Money.
Very good. Well done. So I feel like I know you a little bit more now.
Right.
You have no idea what Brexit or Remain is. Did you not vote then, Josh?
No, I just voted whatever mum voted.
Excellent.
So,
Okay. Perfect. Right, okay, so to start off, you was on Love Island.
Yeah.
You're currently on the Charlotte Show, which is
Yeah.
being filmed now for the benefit of
Yeah. Which is the bane of my life, guys. No, I'm only kidding. I love you all equally.
Equal. Okay, and right. So, and then what else do you do, Josh? What are you doing in your spare time, other than filming?
Obviously, I'm setting up my own construction firm now with Ben, my brother, and my dad. Because my dad does have his own, like window fitting firm.
Yeah.
And I thought, with the platform that I've got,
Yeah.
people pay for advertisement nowadays, and if I push the business through social media, and then obviously with your new business,
Which is
what's it called?
God, We Connect Construction.
We Connect Construction. Then I reckon I can do quite well.
Yeah.
So not only that, I can make money off something that I used to do and subcontract work to other people. But then I can also give me dad work and my brother work.
Yeah, so by trade, you're a joiner by trade.
Yeah, by
so
trade,
let's go back to the beginning. So originally, when you were in school, did you think, when I grow up, I want to be on reality TV?
Nah.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
When I grew up, I wanted to be a footballer. When I left school, I went playing academy football, went on a scholarship. Then I started getting into going out with my mates, drinking. So they had to put me through college again because I had no GCSEs, as you probably know. I had no GCSEs, didn't really like school.
Yeah.
Literally all my GCSEs were U's and F's, so I had nothing. And the only thing that could get me into the scholarship football was getting 2 C's, and I got that in BTEC Science. And as soon as I got that in BTEC Science, I knew I got it. I stopped doing science. So that's all I knew that I needed. And then I did that. I did that for like 6 months. I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to catch a 6 o'clock bus.
Yeah.
I was getting there an hour before college had opened, because if I would have got the bus an hour after, college would have been open an hour.
Yeah.
It was so weird how it worked. After 6 months, I stopped going to lessons there because I hated school.
So at this point, you're training to be a footballer?
Yeah, trying to be a footballer.
But you had to go to college as well.
But I had to go to college, so you did football during the day, and then you did college as well.
Yeah.
I hated school, so I didn't want to do the college. And when you stop doing the college lessons, they stop you from playing football. So if you've got a good talent and you're good at it, I'm not saying that I was unreal at football and I was going to make it professional. I'm not saying that. I was giving it a go.
Yeah.
And because I didn't go to school, college, they didn't let me play football.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh,
So then, and then this is when, so your dad already had his own joinery firm.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then you went on an apprenticeship.
Yeah, working for my dad. My dad, they rang up, obviously the college rang up my mum and dad and was like, oh, I think Josh isn't doing too well and all this. And I told my mum and dad that I got fired. I told them I got sacked and they both believed it.
Sacked from college.
Yeah, they both believed it. My dad was fuming with me.
Brains
because he thought that I had the potential to make it to a decent level.
Yeah, because you was decent though, weren't you?
Yeah, I was alright. I would give it a good go, didn't I?
Yeah.
And then I went on an apprenticeship with my dad. Learned everything what I could with my dad. And then...
Did you go to college as well when you was...
No, I didn't. He just self-taught me.
He just taught you on the job?
I went through all my health and safety checks and all that.
Yeah.
I just didn't go to college because he didn't feel the need of his 40 years experience of me going to college getting taught by someone who's probably been doing it 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, so there would be no benefit.
He was like, you probably benefit more off me than going to college.
So then if you take away reality TV for a minute and all of that, then if you exclude all of that, then you was relatively successful previously in the job that you was doing then, being a joiner. Your dad's got his own firm, you're working for him, you're doing well.
Doing well, yeah.
So if you was to say to young people now who would listen to this podcast, would you say a degree is important, carry on at college, or go and live in the real world, do something else?
I think everyone's different, right? Mm. And I think, people who have got degrees and stuff like that, carry on with your degree.
Yeah.
Reality TV isn't a long-term thing. Mm-hmm. All right, you might make anything from X amount to a lot, you could make over a couple of mil. Do you know what I mean? But how long is that going to last you? How long you got to keep the lifestyle up on social media?
Yeah, but I mean, if you just look at, before you go into reality TV, if you just look at either having a proper education or just going into working into a normal job, then what would you? So my opinion would be I don't think degrees are that important. You know, I went to university, I dropped out after a year. If you want to have, if you know what your career is going to be, so you want to be a doctor, you want to be a teacher, you want to do something that you essentially need that degree for, then yes, it's worth getting into debt.
So that's what I think personally. If you're going to be a doctor, you need a degree.
Yeah.
Go and do your degree.
Yeah.
The way that I looked at university is, I'm fit. I'm not clever. I'm fake. I'll openly admit that I'm not that clever. And I thought, do you know what? If I went to uni, I'm going to get myself in a load of debt.
Yeah.
Which is true, because you've got to live off your student loan. And you've got a lot of debt after them 3 years. I don't know how much it is, but I know it's quite a bit of debt.
Yeah, I think it's between 15 20 grand a year up now at the minute.
So 20 grand a year, so you could be into £60,000 worth of debt.
Yeah,
and then imagine you've got to try and get a job after that.
Yeah.
And then you've got to pay that debt off, and if you want to get your own house, you've got a mortgage on top of the debt as well.
Yeah.
I think personally it's pointless.
Yeah, so you just think crack on.
I just think go and do what you want to do. Stay in your own lane. If you want to be a lawyer and you want to do your degree, then go and do that. If you want to become a joiner and you might want to go to college, you might want to just self learn yourself.
Yeah, do an apprenticeship.
Off someone else, off an apprenticeship, then go and do that because.
Yeah, I firmly believe in apprenticeships. We take on loads of apprentices every year and put them through, and then try to keep on as many as we can as well after it. Just because I think it's important people learn on the job. I'd rather take on somebody who'd worked for me on an apprenticeship than somebody who's just done something about whichever business it's with.
And also, if you start on an apprenticeship, like now, say me, I'm 24 years of age. I learned everything with my dad. And now I'm setting up my own construction firm because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and give my dad and my brother work with the platform that I've got.
Yeah.
So if anything, I'm trying to help my dad from what he's given me.
Yeah. So let's talk about that then. So obviously reality TV, you're famous for Love Island, now the Charlotte Show, and all the other little bits in between what you've been doing. So obviously there's a huge thing at the minute all over the press about reality TV, the shows having responsibilities for looking after the contributors, as they call you, in these programmes, and then also the trolls having a responsibility. My opinion is other reality TV stars also have a responsibility.
So
What do you think about that? Do you think when, you know, obviously you didn't want to get into reality TV, but there's people who are growing up now who say, when I'm older, I want to be a celebrity. It's just not an occupation.
I just think people who are saying that, it'll never come to them. I know a couple of my mates want to be famous, want to be on a telly show, want to do this, want to do that. Listen, if you try for that, you ain't gonna get it.
Yeah.
You've got to it comes to you. You don't go out finding that. If that's the job that you want to go out finding, then you're looking at life a whole different way than what people should be doing. Because, all right, if you go on Love Island, you got a bit of fame for a year. People will probably know you after that year. You'll make a lot of money. But then what are you going to do after that?
But so yeah, let's talk about this. So obviously I knew. So I'd been on The Apprentice, but I went on that after you'd been on Love Island. Yeah. So I'd seen what you went through on Love Island. You know, it was like we was watching you live on TV. It was huge for the family. We was all loving it. And then you come off Love Island, and your life has changed like this. At this time, it's Series 1, so it wasn't as heightened as where it's at right now.
No, let's be honest. No one knew who Series 1 were, right? I went on Love Island. When I come out, it was just hectic. Hectic for 6 months. Yeah. I did well in the 6 months, and then after that I knew, right, this isn't a long-term thing. I need to do something not only with my money, but then make sure that I'm still getting money, because I'm not getting money from Love Island no more.
Yeah. So at what point, so I know when you come out, I seen obviously a change in you, not necessarily there was change in the world, but you did change, because you was like, now you was famous and things was different, you was getting all this attention. And
like when I first come out of Love Island, I couldn't go to the Trafford Centre and shop at night.
Yeah.
Well, now I can. Yeah. Because it was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So when I first come out of Love Island, I had to go during the day, during the week.
Yeah.
So I didn't get my and I could just literally just chill out and shop and do what I wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really. I just think if people want to do reality as a job, then.
But you didn't. So you didn't kind of audition. You did end up auditioning for Love Island, but you was approached to go on Love Island.
Exactly. I was approached.
Yeah.
I didn't go for it. In the matter of fact, I wasn't even about to go on it. It was literally like I had like 2 days to decide. I was going to Vegas for my 21st with my mates. There was 5 of us. We already paid. I think I paid for like 3 holidays that year to go on with my mates. I missed all 3 holidays. And the one thing that my mum said to me, she was like, do you know what? If you go on it and you come out the second week, at least you give it a go, and it's an experience that you will never do again.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So I thought to myself, all right, that is true. And then my mum said, you probably make a bit of money out of it. You never know.
Yeah.
So then I thought, what have I got to lose? I could just go back working for my dad, just doing what I was doing anyway. Yeah. And then obviously when I went on it and I got to like the final, I come 3rd. I was like, wow, this is nothing that what I expected it to be when I got out.
Yeah, yeah, you done good.
So I did well.
So then at this point then, when you've come out, do you feel like you was, number one, looked after the show? Was there anything that you wasn't expecting afterwards that happened and you was like, oh my, your head fell off? And what did you find social media to be like afterwards? Was you like...
Social media, horrible. Just so
was
many...
people just rude? Or...
Yeah, just so many mean people on social media. Don't get me wrong, every 50 comment you get, every 50 comments you get, you probably get 1 negative one.
Yeah.
But that 1 negative one is Susie, who's got 3 kids at home from Bradford. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think, like, I don't think people realise...
Imagine if that was their child. Imagine if that was their child when they grew up on social media.
These trolls or whatever, these people, I don't think they realise what they're doing to who they say celebrities, and I don't understand why they would do it. You're not friends with these people, so it's not like, oh, you're having friendly banter in the pub.
You follow these people because you're interested in their lives.
Yeah.
Right? And people who have got like the little eggs on social media, on your Instagrams, you know, the little picture of the eggs who comment negative stuff.
Oh, instead of having a picture?
Yeah, who are following like 26 people and only one's following them back, and it's probably that person who it is who made the account up. They've not got the balls to troll you on their own account, so they have to do it on a different one.
Oh, right, is that a thing?
No, yeah, I get it.
I mean, people call me and I see that they don't have the pictures on, but I didn't actually know. I just thought they were just
if you click on
might be embarrassing themselves.
If you click on them, you'll see that there's like they're not following anyone, and people who comment who have got them, it's like women who are like in like the age of 30 to 50. Who've got husbands and they're like in the bio, proud mum of 3, proud mum of 2. Yeah. But imagine if that was your daughter or your son that someone was calling. It's
so
not
do you think then there is pressure coming from social? Because the way I'm seeing things at the minute is everybody who goes onto a TV programme, obviously the one that I went on was different. It was The Apprentice. I went on it. Before I went on it, I've got a child, I've got an house, I already had a couple of businesses. I went on the show to win money. I come out, I still got the business. I've had another kid since. So I had a purpose, if you like, in life. I had a business and I had something to do. So when people are saying things to me, they don't necessarily like, oh, what are you doing now? Because that's a business show.
The thing is, that's the difference between Apprentice and Love Island. That's a business show. Love Island changes your life for a year, maybe 2.
It's not for a real reason, is it?
No, it's not for a real reason. It's just you being you. But like some people, like they get the gigs and then they think, oh, I've got to act, and then you get caught out.
Yeah.
You don't act. You go in there, be yourself.
And it's when people, so obviously all these shows are edited as well, so you can be edited really well, and then you go on to your social media or you're on a night out and the papers will pick up something different on you, or you act a different way on social media, and then everybody turns on you. So these people who've received all this love, all of a sudden start receiving all this hate, and then their head goes and they're like, oh, how can I get it back? Or they've gone from being so popular, and then the next thing, so I knew, I was going on The Apprentice and I knew, I seen what happened with you on Love Island. You was dead famous, it was dead good, you lived the high life, and then it all calmed down, you went back to work. No shame in that. You cracked on, you had a top experience. So I applied for The Apprentice thinking, I'm going to have a mega experience, see how far I get. I never thought I was going to win it, but I thought, oh, I'm going to have a top time. When I come out, it'll be nuts for a little while, but then it's going to die off. But most people, when they're going onto these TV programmes, don't go onto it having a brother who's already been on a reality, so they don't understand. So a lot of people who was, kind of so people who was in my series, like I remember we'd all talk in the house, and everybody would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do this," and everybody wanted to be, well, not everybody, but there was a few who wanted to be on Big Brother, and you knew who they was, and it's like, I want to do this and I want to do that, and you just, I'm like, this. Honestly, this is not going to change your life unless you win or unless you get the investment. You know, there's something else you can get from that. You're seen as business people. So you can have your purpose, like so that's like mega. But unless that happens, this is not going to change your life. Exactly. Like, and me and Harrison was always telling people, like, don't think this is going to change your life. So when it was on, we all went out, we got drunk, we lived the high life. You love the attention, and then you crack on with work at some point. But there was people off my series who didn't do that, and now their heads are going, a year or so ago, their heads have gone because nobody recognises them anymore. Nobody wants them. You don't get PAs off The Apprentice. No, nobody cares anymore. The public turn on you.
Do you know what it is? It's you're current until the new fresh bunch comes in. That's it. You basically, as sad as it sounds, you're a puppet.
So then whose responsibility is it? Is it the show's responsibility to warn you more? Is it the person's responsibility to understand? I don't think it is.
Like, before the show, you have psychologists. You probably have to sign a disclaimer, like, in your contract. It's not the show's fault. If you want to put yourself in that situation, then you got to get yourself out of the situation. The show won't put you in the situation for them to also get you out of it. You decide what path you want to go down.
Do you not think, though, the shows are like... Obviously, you're like me because we're brother and sister. So you go into things for experiences and you understand nothing lasts forever. And, like, although didn't do amazingly well at school, you are still tuned in. You understand life. Whereas some people are going into this and they don't. Do you not think these shows have a responsibility to be saying, listen, like, this is going to be the process. You are going to be famous, real famous for 6 months.
I think if you just said that personally, they should sit them down and be like, listen, guys, you can earn, and then give an example from last person. It's not what they're going to physically earn, but you can earn something like what he's done in the next 6 months. Don't forget, in the next 6 months, right, you've got to save up your tax, you've got to do your VATs, you've got to make yourself a good company. You've got to do all this because some of them are just getting it, fucking blitzing it. They don't.
And then what about, do these shows tell you, like, give you an agent? Like the show I was on was all like, you don't need an agent, don't worry about it. Anything you want, just do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Because agents also take 20%.
Take 20% of what
and then you tax 20% on it as well.
Well, you're not from your agents because you get an invoice separate. From what
yeah, but I mean, ultimately, yeah, you're going to get taxed 20% straight to them, and then you're going to get taxed again 20% on the money that you're left with.
Yeah.
So people are thinking that I'm going to go and do this PA, I'm going to get paid $2,000, I've got $2,000.
Realistically, by the time you paid for your train, sometimes they don't give you free hotels, and then you paid for your food. Out of that $2,000, you'll probably have maybe £1,000 left after your fees, after your tax. Probably after your VAT, because you'll have to go VAT registered if you're a limited company. After all that, you probably might only have £1,000 left. And then that's half your money. So what do you do then? Bunk it up more, but then you're not going to get the work.
Yeah.
And now, because reality is so, everyone is so, like, competitive.
Yeah, because there's so many people now.
Because there's so many people. Like, Love Island has just literally saturated the market from all. There must be about, probably in the last 4 series, from mine to the last one, there must be easy 150, 200 people. There must be, surely. There's got to be. They've got to be putting 30 to 50 people on that a series. They're chucking 5 or 6 in one villa at a time.
Yeah.
So, as much as it's all singing and dancing for the first 6 months, what about the 6 months after? If you're not earning as much money, you're undercutting people, but then also the 6 months after that, you're not earning anything.
Because the new lot are out.
Because the new lot are out. What you're gonna do? You're gonna go back to your 9 to 5,
and
or
this
are you
is
gonna
the
be
point
too
when
embarrassed?
people's heads goes, though, isn't it? This is the point. So not just Love Island, all over. Shall we just stop the live now? Sorry, to thingy. Just so it's not too much. Yeah, it's not just. What was I saying then, Josh? Sorry.
It's not just Love Island.
Yeah, it isn't just Love Island. There's all other shows that you can beat them with as well, isn't it?
Exactly.
So there's
So
Big Brother. I know Big Brother's not a
Big
thing
Brother,
anymore, but
I'm a Celeb, Made in Chelsea, Celebs Go Dating.
yeah, there's
Like,
all these shows.
E4
So even though you're like
singles
6
over
months really well off that show, and then another 6 months where it's not quite as good, but you've still then got all the other shows coming up in between.
Yeah.
So obviously when the Love Island finishes, if then it's I'm a Celeb Go Dating or whatever, I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here and all these ones, then all of those are going to be the next popular one. And the people, it seems people who watch it, they're not like fans of the same, because they're not movie stars, so they're not constantly doing something. So
they're not constantly invested
and so
in
then,
your life.
So then they stop following people. And I seen somebody actually, I won't mention their names, but he was on this year's Apprentice, and he did this post, and it was like, if you're not my true fans and you're not going to keep following me, then you shouldn't have followed me in the first place, and this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh, I felt a bit like
cringe.
I just felt like saying to him, like, that isn't what you've got to understand. This is going to happen.
You're on telly for how long is it? 10 weeks Apprentice.
13 weeks.
13 weeks, so your fans are invested into you for 13 weeks.
Yeah.
And if you can't get yourself, say back on telly, what they're going to be interested in? What your normal life? What about if your normal life's just
boring? Well, not boring, but not boring. What if it's just
boring.
normal?
What about if you just got a normal like the person who is your fan? Why is she going to be interested in
I
what you're
think
doing?
that's why. So, say The Apprentice in my year got whatever between 5 and 8 million viewers an episode. Love Island gets about 3 million, didn't it, last year? I think it got about 3 million. But on The Apprentice, your followers would be like 40,000, but on Love Island it'll be 1 million.
3 million, yeah.
Because people think that, I think people are aware that if you've been on The Apprentice, then what you're going to do is go and get a job. So they're not really interested in that afterwards. But if you've been on Love Island, you've got this beautiful body, you're in a relationship, and then they buy into all that, and they want to. So then they want to keep looking at that. But then obviously that then ends.
Eventually,
the relationship will end up.
Like your relationship, you can split up. You don't know.
But then I guess you get more followers because of that, because then it's
not necessarily. Because what about if people only like, say for instance, your girlfriend instead of you?
Yeah, then they'll fall out with you as well.
They might fall out with you. They might unfollow you. Do you know what I mean? So.
Well, how do you feel about like that's actually what you're doing at the minute? So you've got your relationship.
Yeah.
On a TV series.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure because not only that. Like, say for instance, me and Charlotte have an argument. Gerard's here to capture every moment of that, aren't you, Gerard? So's Jess. Like, we're just living in a normal relationship, but sometimes there may be 5 to 10 people watching our arguments.
I know, do you get embarrassed?
It's not that you get embarrassed because everyone argues in a relationship. Who doesn't argue in a relationship, do you know what I mean? Sometimes they can give you a bit of advice because Gerard's a bit older, not too older than you, Gerard. but sometimes like they might give you advice. They might be like, well, this is where you're not hearing him, or this is where you're not hearing her. So it's quite nice in a sense because it's older people giving us advice in our relationship.
In the middle of it all the time.
Well, not necessarily because they let it flow. They let it flow until I don't know, until we're probably screaming at each other, which.
Well, this is the thing that all this stuff is normal. So me and Harrison will argue or bicker, shall we say, all the time because you just can't possibly agree on everything, and you're always together. And we've got a child together, so you have disagreements about stuff, where we're going to live, or this, that, and the other, the bigger things. But then we'll also argue over who's had slices of bread, like. So you know, you have like the little bit.
So you have the petty arguments as well,
and then you'll have the proper ones, but. This is all completely normal, but do you feel like
it's not normal because we're getting filmed?
Yeah. So do you feel like under pressure to not have that on display? Because although it's normal, other people will be like, oh, they're always arguing.
Yeah, but sometimes, do you know what? It's healthy to argue. It is healthy to argue in a relationship because if you're not jealous of each other, then why are you with each other? Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it as. There's some arguments that you want to keep behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Like, where, for instance, with you and Harrison, you're not getting filmed, so you don't have to bring your arguments out to the public. You can just be a hard face and do a smile, do you know what I mean? When you see everyone, and then keep your arguments behind closed doors. Where, say, for instance, me and Charlotte, when we're getting filmed all the time, we can't keep them arguments behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We'd love to. We'd love to, because then no one will know that we're arguing now and again, but we can't. And I just think... It's not necessarily pressure, I just think it's just being in a normal relationship. Apart from we have cameras following us, that's it.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, that does take it to the extraordinary opposed to the ordinary. And the other point on your relationship, Josh, is that how do you feel about the social media intervention within your relationship? So when people judge you on your relationship? Do they say things to you about your arguments?
Oh my God.
Do you get abuse about it?
Do you want me to tell you what I get the worst? What really pisses me off? Charlotte started commenting back to a few people. Do you know what people say? You're living off your girlfriend. That's what pisses me off the most. Because if you actually knew me, you would know that I do not live off my girlfriend. That is one thing. I've got a lot of pride about myself, and I do not take money off a girl. I'm not about that. But I get that a lot.
And so that would be the thing that most grinds your gear. But again, it is because you're having a relationship in the public eye. And as it stands, Charlotte would be seen to be more famous than what you would be. So again, the trolls get involved and try to make you feel like shit about it.
Yeah, so basically, like, because Charlotte's more famous, she pays for all my stuff.
Yeah, but then I mean, they're not seen as we've discussed though. Then obviously you started your own company, but you already do bits anyway with your dad. You do your joinery thing, and you were already successful in your own rights.
I already like.
In any relationship, though, it's not balanced. Like, how can you? It'd be very difficult for me to find a man who would earn the exact same amount of money as what I'd earn. And so then, what does it mean? Anybody who I go out with now, that immediately means I'm paying for them.
You're paying for them. It just doesn't work like that. I think as a bloke, like in a relationship, you actually, I wouldn't say pay for everything. I'd say when you go out for a meal, you pay for your girlfriend.
Well, I don't think necessarily that you should pay for everything. I think it should be split anyway. I would never expect Harrison to pay for everything.
But, like, people think that with me, I just go out all the time with, like, Charlotte's money. Whenever we go for a meal, she pays for it and stuff like that.
Now, do people think a lot like you get everything for free as well?
Yeah.
How true is that?
Not really true, no. I just think...
So you would still, you'll still pay for your clothes and you still have, your normal life, and when you go to a restaurant, you still have to pay for the bill.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't... Not everywhere in life, because you've got a high social media following. I wouldn't even class it as famous. I don't class myself as famous. I'm in the public eye. I've got a social media following, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, if I lost my social media following now, then who am I?
Yeah. Do
you know what I mean? I'm not an A-lister. I'm not an actress. I'm not an actor. I don't work on Coronation Street. That's someone who's like more or less famous.
So do you have more respect then for the people who are like? Do you have more respect for people who have what's it called? Where you like, what's it called?
Like,
maybe where you make,
who's been to
where you
drama
perfect
school
an
and
art
stuff
or something like that.
Who perfect their talent.
Yeah, so they've got a talent. So they're a singer, or they're an actor, or they've got something,
famous.
and then they've got famous from it.
That's a talent.
So then
reality
you would
isn't a talent.
Respect that more, then, yeah.
Yeah, because I think they've probably worked since they were kids to get where they are in life.
And there's longevity in it.
And there's a longevity. You can do it until you're so ever old. Do you know what I mean? Look at Roy Cropper. How old is he?
Roy Cropper! What an example!
Do you know what I mean?
He could have been anybody, wouldn't you? It could have been anyone.
Yeah, Roy Cropper. I've just had Coronation Street in my head.
Do you know who Roy Cropper is? Off Coronation Street.
I'm from Australia. I've got no idea who any
of
these
right,
people
okay. Yeah, she's off Corrie, married. What's she called?
Haley.
Haley, yeah.
Yeah.
I've not watched Corrie in years. Is Roy still in it?
I don't know.
Legend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we see if we can get Roy Cropper to do a podcast?
No, but he's had the talent and he's done that for years.
Yeah.
Where reality TV, if you look good on your social media, say for instance, like for a boy, if you've got a six-pack, you go to gym, they probably might scout you for Love Island. But it's not a talent. You've been to gym. Do you know what I mean? That isn't a talent. You've been to gym, you look good.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a talent where they've done it since they were kids.
And do you think that's perhaps then why they can't?
I think that's why.
Why the general public don't stay behind them as well? It seems the general public just turn on you, don't they?
Well, no, not necessarily. They don't just turn, but...
No, but you've managed to stay in the public eye. That is, I mean, if you looked at it, I don't know what these percentages are, but if you looked at it, for the people who would, everybody who's been on reality TV, to the people who are still famous now or are still doing something on TV, it must be a really, really small percentage.
Yeah, who still do all right off it.
Yeah, and then you just see people getting slated like, oh, you're nobody now, and you just think, wow,
but
like,
you
how
were
can
nobody,
you do that?
You were nobody in the first place, so how you a nobody now? Do you know what I mean? Like, I see it as like, if people go, oh, you're a nobody, I'm like, yeah, but I used to do exact same as probably what you used to do before I went on telly and I got a few thousand followers. Yeah. Like, I'm still a nobody like I was then.
Yeah.
I've just got a bigger social media following and I use my platform to do different things.
You have that understanding though, don't you? Whereas other people don't. It'll go to the bed maybe where they'll be like, no, I'm famous. No. And I think those are the people then in the long run who suffer from it.
Who suffer from it the most.
Because then they're being told 1 minute like, oh, you're brilliant, you're amazing, we'll do this TV show. Like, I heard it all, like, oh, well, you'll be on this, you'll be on that, we'll do a TV show, I write a book, you'll do all of this stuff, you'll have your own app. Honestly, the shit I was sold is a joke. And then before you know it, your agent drops you. Your fans aren't your fans anymore. And then, like, nobody wants to know. You've got no TV show. Everybody's telling you you're a share or a share. And then you've got to go and find a proper job. And then everybody slates you because you've got a proper job. Even though everybody got a proper job.
Got a normal 9 to 5. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
like, everyone in the world more or less has a 9 to 5. Someone who owns multiple business still goes to work and has a 9 to 5. Yeah. Like you own how many businesses? 4. Yeah. You still work. You don't just chill out at home with Grayson and Harrison. You still go in work. Even if your kids are in school, you still go in work and you still got to work. The more you put into your business, the better you're going to get out of it. So why are you going to stop when your business, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you've got your own businesses, you're just not going to.
And that's saying I don't think people.
Saying, when the public are like saying that, oh no, it's like as if you should be embarrassed for having a proper job afterwards. They make you shouldn't.
Feel like...
I just think you shouldn't personally. I was going to saying, what is it? When the thing is away, the mice will play.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
That's it. That's what it's like having a business, isn't it?
Oh,
you're
right.
the cat, you're the boss. And then
well, I mean, when I was filming, I was gone for 8 weeks and I come back and it was just a shitstorm. I was like, what?
Exactly.
Oh my days!
You went on there to do an experience, and then you've come back and you're like, oh,
you can't leave it, man. You've got all those responsibilities.
And then reality it's all.
And so what now? Then how do you think you're going to juggle this? So obviously, part of this podcast, one of the focuses is we're going to talk about business. So how are you going to juggle now running a business, and not only that, you're bringing into it your dad and your brother, so they're coming in. So you've got a responsibility to them as well. So running this business whilst being a reality TV star, doing all this filming, and then doing your other stuff, what you do as well. How are you going to balance it?
How am I going to balance it?
How are you going to contribute towards your business? Like, you can't be in there working like your dad's going to work 7 till 4 or whatever it is.
The good thing is, with the construction firm that I'm going to set up, it's going to be like a subcontract that work to my dad and my brother.
Right, okay.
They've got people also in the industry who do the exact same thing. So if jobs overrun, or jobs, I'm getting too many of that job in, they'll be like, this fitter is great. I've known him for 10 years. He's an unbelievable fitter. My dad will know him. You know what my dad's like.
Yeah.
He knows everyone who's unbelievable at the trade in the Manchester area. So it'll just be like, I'll run it. I'll face the business.
Yeah.
You'll
be the marketing guru.
Yeah, I'll use the advertisement because I've got a good platform
to
advertise the business.
Yeah.
There's no business now. No advertisement is better than online advertisement. I'll tell you that right now.
You mean social media?
Yeah. People pay for ads. What's the point when I can do it myself for free? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, that is true when you've got, like, you with nearly 1 million followers or something. So it's true then. But for people who don't have that many, obviously that's why they'll do the other bits of marketing.
That they'll need to do.
The Google ads. So what now, I know, like, you've been self-employed all of your life, you're 24 now. Why now are you changing to a limited company?
Can I say tax reasons?
Yeah, no, of course you can.
Yeah, tax reasons.
Yeah, so because you're going to ultimately save more money if you're a limited company.
Yeah, you save more money, and then you've also got that. You're also secure behind you. Do you know what I mean?
So for risk aversion as well.
So
So basically you're going to be a limited company, so you'll pay yourself
minimum wage. And you'll pay dividends.
And
then everything that you're paying for your company comes out of your business, so your office space, your telephone bills.
And so in the end, the tax on being a limited company and your dividends is less.
It will be less, because obviously if I set up my own construction firm and I'm buying windows, I'm not going to buy them at my own personal money. That comes out of the business, and then you sort that out at the end of the tax year. Do you know what I mean?
And then another thing is you actually, on the risk aversion side, then you're actually separating yourself from the company as well. Because if somebody, God forbid, went bust on you, for instance, like Carillion have just done in the construction industry, and took hundreds and thousands of people out with them, loads of businesses out with them as well. And if that was your main client and they take you out and you would say they owed you £1 million in work, then somebody's coming taking your house. Exactly. If you're self-employed.
If I'm self-employed.
But if you're a limited company,
that's where you go. That's where you got your backup.
You've got the security.
Then
any debts that you're owing with this, if you was financing the cost of this job from other means,
you can then
and somebody takes you out, then you
pass the ball.
You're separated from the limited company. So especially in the construction industry, it is probably quite important to do it.
Limited. To be honest with you, if I would have known, I've only known about limited companies like in the last year.
Which, can I just say, like, this is only because me and Josh haven't had a discussion about it, because I've had a limited company for 10 years, I think.
Yeah, to be fair, I did come and ask you for some advice. And if I would have known, being myself, if I would have worked for my dad straight from the start, although my dad would have never gone bump on me, it wouldn't have worked like that. I would have gone limited, just for the sake of setting up a company. It only costs, what, 250 quid maybe?
Yeah, well, that's a bit accounting, does it, for you? You can do it cheaper than that,
I think I pay my accountant to do it, so I think it was like 360 quid. He bought me my name, and he'd set up my company.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have done that, because then I can get all my wages through that. I can pay my own tax, I can pay my own dividends, and I can also pay myself a minimum wage.
Yeah, there's just more structure as well. It's easier to keep track of it.
You're managing your money. I think it's easier managing your money.
Yeah, when
personally,
because then you're paying yourself out of it. So you're separated from the business. The business has earned this much. You have earned that much, and you're separating the two. So for me, I think it would be easier actually to be a limited company for tax reasons. It's not. I think people shy away from it because it seems more confusing.
Yeah, but it's not. If you go and speak to someone who has got a limited company, you get the grasp of it more or less straight away. I spoke to you about it literally before I set mine up, and I thought, do you know what? It isn't hard. Then I was asking my mum. I was like, Mum, like, how do I pay myself? She was like, minimum wage every month, and then you pay yourself for dividends.
Yeah. Pay yourself a dividends whenever you want. So you just treat that, and then all the money coming in stays in that company, pay yourself a minimum wage, and then you are working for that company.
And then when your tax bill comes at the end of the year, you pay it out your business.
Yeah.
Then it's
and then
done.
whatever you're left with, you pay yourself dividends, unless you're going to reinvest in it.
Yeah.
Perfect us, my little browser. Now,
Can we have a drink of water?
Yeah, well, we're going to wrap up anyway.
Right,
so, right, okay, yeah, so we're going to end it here because I didn't realise what time it was, to be honest. But I've got a little bit of a thing to do.
Wait, send an invoice to you.
You imagine? I'll be sent straight back. I only deal with limited companies. It's not sold yet.
No, it is.
I'll just send you one back, foot right out. Alan Bashir.
I've got bump.
Yeah, so you know, I shouldn't be saying. Yeah, so the last little thing I'm going to do is it's the Mr. and Mrs. So it's really for if Charlotte does come in and do the podcast, then I want to get her response back to this.
I hope she's not online watching this, mind.
No, so this is for the YouTube channel, so we're not putting it up yet.
Right,
the live's finished.
That's all right.
So you don't have to worry, she's not going to know.
None of you's be telling her any questions of my answers, guys.
Yes, don't tell her because I want to see if they match up, and I'm dying to just see your response. So,
Alright, cheers, nosy fucker.
if she was in a fire, which object would she first save from the house?
A dog's.
No,
one
object.
Object. Well, that's fucking hard, that one, mind. Maybe a phone or a purse.
Which one? One object. She's only saying one thing.
A phone, I'm guessing, because if you're on a fire in your house, you'd pick up your phone to ring the fire brigade and she'd run out. So a phone.
Good answer, Josh. Well thought about. Love that. All right. Who would play her in a movie of her life?
Who would play it in a movie of her life?
Yeah.
Me in a pair of high heels and a wig.
I mean, you've got to say. So this is now. I'm going to ask her these questions. And her response, this is to see how well you know
her mum.
Her own mother?
Yeah, her own mother would, yeah,
right,
Letitia.
Okay. What is her number one fear?
Oh, shit. Death. She has death anxiety all the time. It's well weird.
Is that not hangover, though? I get that one.
No,
hangover.
Sometimes she just has it randomly. Like, and stays awake till like 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, what a freak. Just go, close your eyes and go to bed, count sheep.
No, I do feel that anxiety. But
I
mine's
think that
normally when
might
I've
be a girl
been
thing, that mind.
drunk. Yeah, probably not. I mean, nobody wants to die. If she could have a superpower, what would it be?
Fucking hell, these are hard days. I thought it was just going to be like, who wears pants and
I'm going to
like
give you a little GCSE afterwards. GCSE and Charlotte pants.
If she had a superpower, what would it be? To talk to dogs, probably.
I like that. Yeah, I'd actually like that superpower myself. What would
She
yours
loves-
be?
She loves barking at dogs.
What would your
at
superpower
dogs.
be?
What would my superpower be? Never sleep.
I mean, yeah, you get so much done.
You get so much done. Never sleep because I'm always sleeping. I'm less.
You get 3 times the amount.
Exactly.
Most people just double.
Instead of being awake for 6 hours, I'm awake for 24.
All right, okay. What was her first job?
Charlotte's. She worked. She was a bar staff at. It's called Tonic Bar in Sunderland.
Well done. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but
Yeah, no, it is.
You seem passionate about it, so I'm going to believe you.
100% is.
Who said "I love you" first?
Well, I think you can answer that, Charlotte. She's not rocket science, is it? You know, she moves at speed as fucking lightning.
Yeah, she is excitable. Bless her. Would she rather be playing at Glastonbury or running the country?
Oh.
I mean,
I don't know, but she loves singing.
I hope it is never an option for Charlotte.
She does love singing and making up her own songs. She makes some shit songs up, mind. But I've just got to say they're all right, aren't they?
Disclaimer.
Yeah, yeah, they're all right. Stop singing them now. It's boring.
I seen you whatever it was, a story on Instagram once, and you kept singing and trying to get you sing along, and I could just tell you had the right on, but in the end, she just like, fuck off, Charlotte.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my god, he's going to lose the plot in a minute.
Yeah, because she's like that, singing it in your face. I'd say Glastonbury, but that's only because she likes singing. Nah, I'd say Run the World.
Well, just the country.
The country.
Okay. Would she prefer a wild night out or a calm night in?
Calm night in. Boring.
Is it?
Boring.
Yeah, I thought 100% it'd be going out.
No, boring.
Oh, right.
As soon as she comes to us, can we go to bed? I'm like, no, piss off. I want to go out for some tea or something.
I want to eat first.
Oh, 1 second, sorry. I have to start fart.
For fuck's sake.
Nearly through there.
You better not stink, Josh. You absolute dog.
Sorry.
I can't stand it. Does it stink?
Sorry, guys.
You, what the fuck is wrong with him
now? I had a curry
now?
last night. It's like
I am not
really
interested,
bad.
Josh. It's like 5 more minutes, you dirty tramp.
I'll try and inhale it all myself.
Yeah, please do, you fucking mutt. Right, let's just get this done so I can get out of this fucking gas chamber. Who makes the best jokes?
I'm so sorry. I
Does
didn't
it
even
smell?
realise that you was here. Oh, shit. I'm so embarrassed.
No, he isn't. He is not embarrassed. I can't smell anything. No. Who makes the best jokes?
Go like this. I'd say I make the best jokes, but she said that she will, so we'll just go with her.
Right, who is the smartest?
Yeah, she's definitely the smartest.
What 3 words would she use to describe you?
I don't know if she'd describe me rude to you, being my big sister. So I'm probably going to say loving, caring, and a great personality. I don't know what she'd say to you. If it was anyone else, she'd probably say something dirty, so I'm not going to say that to you.
Yeah, let's hope she doesn't, because that'll be rough.
Yeah, I don't think she would say that to you, mind.
Loving, what are you saying? Loving,
caring,
and
a great personality.
Okay, that's
even if I get one of them right, I'll take that as we got the answer right.
Okay, alright. How many children does she want?
She wants 5, but I only want 2, so 5. How many children does she want? 5, yeah.
When does she want to have children?
Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. Can't believe we're speaking about this again. God's sake. Next year. She wants to have them next year.
Do you want them next year?
I'll see what brings next year, won't we? You know, yeah. I
Oh,
don't know.
no, that would be cute as well, because they'd be able to play with Grayson.
Yeah, that's what she wants to do. So she wants to have a kid the exact same time as a mate. Oh, just so they're both mates.
Yeah, it will be cute.
Oh, yeah, lovely that.
Where are you going to live though, in Butler?
Yeah.
Would you move to Butler?
I've just bought a house, haven't I?
So would Charlotte move with you to Butler?
Well, I'm going to ask her the question.
Oh, have you not yet?
No, I've not asked her the question yet. I think it's like I'm on the verge of like gonna show it her and be like, you might get a key. Depends how it goes in the next.
Well, you're not just buying a house to go.
Nah, because I don't want to do that. She's got her house, so I want my own house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's hell as well.
Yeah.
Look at this shit I've just gone through. Who's the best dancer?
Me.
And Charlotte's gonna say that.
Yeah.
Oh sure.
Yeah, she thinks that I've got a good few moves in my locker.
I mean, I completely disagree.
Yeah.
I've never seen Charlotte dance, but I can't imagine you being the best dancer.
No, I'm shit. But she does think I'm quite good, so I'll take that.
And the final one, who is the most attractive?
Charlotte.
Will Charlotte say herself?
That's a good shout. All right, then we'll go with me.
Right, okay, that's it. All right, so
Capiche.
Let me just finish this bit up. So thanks, Josh, for coming.
Josh.
Who's done too much talking. I don't know. I'm going to do something about it next week. Yeah, thanks for coming in, doing the podcast with us.
Yeah.
Our listeners, if you're still listening at this point, then please go to the website www.michaela-wain.co.uk and subscribe there. Leave any feedback.
Subscribe, like, and don't troll.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, and don't troll.
Don't have your part to play.
Because
in
if you troll, I will personally do a podcast with you myself sat here.
With
whoever trolls.
Oh yes, we can invite some trolls in.
Exactly.
That is 100% what we should do. Anyway, right, perfect. That's it. That's a wrap.
Cheers, cock.
Magic.